having done a long way round and a long way down, I'm starting a new adventure. So I'm going to go from my hometown in Ireland, across Eastern Europe, the Middle East, through Asia, down into Indonesia, and eventually into Sydney, Australia, by any means. Using any transport that's appropriate to the country that we're travelling through, by land or sea, and only taking an aeroplane at the last resort.
It's fantastic. Oh, I've got altitude sickness. Get me down. I'm the top of the world.
This time there's only 3 of us on the expedition. Myself, my good friend Russ, and Mungo the cameraman.
I mean, look at us, where we are. Amazing.
See you later. We're just about to go on the big adventure of a lifetime.
Bye, everyone! Yay! Bye-bye!
90 metres underway, 18,000 miles in front of us.
It's going to be mad. We're going to be every single kind of transport you can possibly imagine.
I'm driving a bus. Can you believe it?
And we're on our way to France on a little tiny boat that should be in a lake.
Looks a bit rough out there. No, no, no! Oh! Oh! Oh! Oh!
I just don't know what I'm doing. Man, it's going to be tough.
At the beginning, Charley was very, very nervous. You know, I thought we were going to capsize a few times.
Panicked all the time. I was panicked if I was going in the right direction, panicked if I got the wind up, was I catching the wind properly, all that kind of stuff. And it's quite daunting that you're going out to sea on this little boat and something could go terribly wrong.
Oh, which way am I going, guys?
It's the busiest shipping lane in the world, or one of them at least.
We did have to have one of the experienced sailors come in whilst we were going through the shipping lanes. But he didn't actually help at all. He was actually only there to make sure we didn't get in any bother.
As we sort of settled in, we got a bit more relaxed about what we were doing. It actually turned out to be very nice. The wind was perfect.
Ooh, yeah! That was brilliant. Well, we did it in 5 hours.
It was the busiest last couple of days. I mean, just crazy. So I'll be grateful for a nice early night tonight, I reckon. Catch up a bit of sleep, get ready for tomorrow. Sit into Paris. Gonna be good fun. Oh, for some reason it's really full. Good luck, guys. Well done. It's a beautiful car, this. It's got a weird gear thing. It's sort of semi-automatic. You've still got to change gears. It was 1969 this was built. This was just a few years after I was born. It was the first to have this kind of sort of air suspension. And it was so good and the ride is so smooth that I started using these filming platforms. Real sort of gentleman's cruising Europe car, really. So it'd be lovely to sort of glide into Paris, to the train station, to get on the Orange Express. Well, it's just died, and then just conked out.
It's dangerous stopping by these motorways, though, isn't it?
I hate it. He's having a look at the fuel filter to see if there's any interesting situation going on there.
So he's cleaned out the fuel filter.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It feels right.
It seems to clear itself, doesn't it, after a while?
It's dead now. good place to be either.
You stay in, I'll push it. La voiture and more. La voiture and more.
Best thing to do is to get it onto the trailer and then get ourselves into Paris and get on the bikes and get to the train. Yeah?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see if we do it. Rocks, paper, scissors. Ready?
Okay.
Rocks, paper, scissors. I beat you, you beat you, Mungo goes in the back. Let's go.
He's filming though.
It's going to be dark in here. Okay, mate, shut the door.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sit down nice
Yeah,
and safely.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
good.
Adios.
So that's a good ploy for next time. We have to remember that. You know, get him in the back.
It's dark in here.
Can you just keep it down out there in the back, please? But the car's very old, so she might well...
Hello, room service. A pot of tea and some toast, please.
I'll just turn them off now. Went to a petrol station, filled it up, and it drove fine. So we'd effectively run out of petrol.
That's marginally embarrassing. But the needler did say it was half full.
Here's the Arc de Triomphe, just there. They don't really have any lanes in Paris. It's just, you just make up everything as you go along, you know? We're going to get the Orient Express to Venice. And we're cycling there on these amazing bicycles. You pick them up everywhere in Paris. First 25 minutes free, and then it's a few euros an hour after that. Right, let's go, Russ. I'm absolutely knackered. Red light, thank God for that.
I'd probably go around a bit slower than this normally.
Beautiful station, stunning. It's amazing, isn't it? Ooh. Oh, no food yet. But you got wine. Nice. Ooh, lovely.
Good evening.
Good evening. Nice to see you.
My name. I'll be
Richard.
your steward.
Ah, this is me. Oh, look at all this. Wow. Going to be a lovely trip. I've been looking forward to this for quite a long time, and I think it's the one big bit of luxury that we're going to have on this whole trip. So I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. I think that the other passengers it's a real mix of people. Some people who have saved up all their lives to come here. And then you've got people who are retired. I saw a young couple look like that they were on their honeymoon. So you got everybody on this train. Morning.
Morning.
Had a very nice dinner last night.
We played I Spy and charades.
Good morning.
Good morning. Look at that. Fabulous. So where do you guys sleep in the evenings?
We have a small office in the next carriage. That's where I get to close my eyes for a few hours every night.
We're going to be on this beautiful train for about 21 hours. And we're going to be travelling through France and Switzerland and then down through Austria, and then we're going to be heading down to Venice. So this has got to be the way to arrive in Venice by Orient Express. Cheers, thank you for your time. Cracking way to start a big adventure, you know? We got this water taxi in Venice, and they are unbelievably expensive. The traditional mode of transport in Venice is a gondola, but now they're used for the tourist trade mostly. We wanted to meet real Venetians. Yeah. Oh, brilliant. He said, Charley Boorman. He said, I read your book. It's fantastic. That is hilarious.
Recognised in Venice. No one told us about that.
Well, we are off just to have a little look to see how everybody gets all their produce here, because there's no cars or trucks or anything, and everything is transported by boat or foot.
We're
Morning.
We're off to the fruit and veg market. Her brother owns a business of dropping off fruit and veg around Venice, so he's going to give us a little insight as to how it all works. Do you have to start very early in the morning, or?
Yes, we start at 3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock
The business is... Questa è una consegna rapida.
He's going to make a delivery to a restaurant, and we're going to go with him and just see how it kind of works. I suppose it's kind of a bit nicer than driving around some white van with road rage in London. Wow, look at that. What a day it's turning out to be. It's all quite complicated to get all this stuff done. There's a lot of manual work, but it is fantastic, isn't it, coming around here? I mean, look how beautiful your day job is. The best one? It's kind of another job I'd like to do for a while, you know? Sadly, we have to leave Venice, and now we're boarding a catamaran to Croatia. It was beautiful to leave Venice. We went down all the way down the canal, you pass the famous square, and then head out towards the sea. It took about 2.5 hours to cross the Adriatic to Porrick. You know, it looked incredibly beautiful. All the terracotta tiles and that kind of sort of European style. Very Italian, actually. Wow, it's kind of fun here, isn't it? We were met very nicely with Dean and Christian, who own the Yugo, which we're driving. I better laugh at this. This looks in really good nick, though. Yeah. The Yugo was a little cheap car which was based on the Fiat, and it was built from the 60s in Russia. And it was basically the people's car, and it was a cheap form of transport for everybody to get around. Great. So we're in the Yugo, and it's pretty much normal. Brakes you have to apparently push quite hard. They say that the gear stick is like a baseball bat in a barrel of coconuts. There we go.
Oh, you come through a red light, eh?
Yeah, but, you know, needs must. Couldn't quite find the first gear there. This is beautiful. Cheers. Cheers, guys.
Here's to Croatia. Croatia. That's good.
Stunning. It's like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful summer's morning here. We're going to drive to Zagreb, where we're going to jump on a local bus. Send me back quite relieving, having caught your form of transport and knowing that you've got, you know, just a few hours to kill, you know? Where we're going now is Vukovar, which is where a lot of the fighting took place in the Croatian War of Independence.
During an 87-day siege supported by Serbian paramilitary forces, Vukovar was completely devastated. Statistics show that more than 4,000 people were either killed or disappeared, and 22,000 were forced into exile. Around 10,000 were retained in Serbian concentration camps.
This is our hotel, and if you notice here, you'll see all the old bullet wounds. There's bullet holes everywhere in this town. That there used to be the hotel, and that was just bombed as well.
Today we're going to go meet this lady who was stuck in her basement for 3 months during the fighting, and she could hear all the guns and the planes and the small arms fire above, basically annihilating her city.
For
former Yugoslavia came from this village, from down there, and from the garrison. We are very afraid that they just going from this side and they just put the bombs in the basements. But my father...
They just come along and throw a grenade into the basement.
3 men came here and they just...
Incredible.
The father was taken to the concentration camp, literally beside their house.
My father doesn't know why he was captured for 4 months in a concentration camp. Because he wasn't in any part they just came because we are Croats.
So she took us around. She explained a little bit about the war and what it was like living there at the time, and it was just terrifying. I think they were just slowly bombed out. So there were 600 tanks, and there were 600 mortar holes. 600 holes.
Are you going to leave it like that?
Yes.
And they kept shooting at it to knock it down, and it never fell down.
Yes, but they didn't succeed.
Oh my God.
We're on the Danube. Can you believe it? This river starts in the Black Forest in Germany and goes all the way to the Black Sea, and it's 1,774 miles long. It's a maintenance ship, and this is the working bit of the boat, which attaches to the front of the boat that we're on here. Just going to fix the buoy that's broken just over here, the red one on the left. So Croatia looks after the red ones, and Serbia, which is over there, look after the green ones.
I kind of realised that they have quite a responsibility, really, to make sure that people can see the buoys clearly, that you keep the boats in a channel so that they don't run aground or anything like that. You know, and if there was a big mistake and they did hit a rock or something like that, then that oil could spill. It could be an environmental disaster.
One freshly painted new buoy. Looks good. Bravo, guys!
The barge was fantastic fun as we were heading down the Danube. So we're going to cross over to the Serbian border, and changing transport a few times, we're going to head to Belgrade, the capital of Serbia, where we're going to catch the Balkan Express.
Would you like to see the room?
My bed. Got a little pee-pee basin. We'll put that on there so because it doesn't stay open.
I'm in my little cabin, and it's a bit tight in here, but it's all right. It's home for now for 24 hours.
So we're just going to go and have a look, see what's on this train, to see if we can find any food, but I'm quite doubtful. It's just like a normal train, really, with a sleeper carriage at the back. That's it. It's 12 o'clock, and we still have another 20 hours to go. The Balkan Express travels through Serbia and it crosses into Bulgaria and finally into Istanbul, where we're going to stay for a few days to work out what form of transport we're going to use next.
Recently we passed the border of Serbia, and we're now travelling through at a rate of knots Bulgaria. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of kind of Middle England or leading up to the Lake District. Amazing kind of pastures and hills, and it's just beautiful.
We're just coming into Sofia, Bulgaria, and I think this is the capital, but we're only here for an hour, so we've got to jump off, grab some food, otherwise we ain't eating tonight.
It'll be quick, right?
We thought we had an hour stopped, but apparently it's 10 minutes.
Come on, man.
I'm coming, man.
Do you take your own? No?
Change.
Look, there's a sign saying change.
Where?
Here.
Do you exchange Serbian money? 2,000? I could have 3 of those, the chicken
Charlie, I'm going to go back up to the engine.
Just hold the brake.
Well, I don't think it's going anywhere without an engine.
Is there one there?
No.
It's not even here yet, is it? There's another carriage, there's some bits and pieces there.
Up or down? Oh, well, there it goes.
Here we go, Istanbul!
I'm so excited about going to Istanbul, so excited. Bosphorus, a big ship sailing by. I hope it's this kind of place. I think it is. It's just enormous. I mean, just stretches forever. And it seems a very safe place. People are very friendly.
It's the mixed one, like love tea.
Love tea.
Yes.
I want some love tea. And the lemon tea, I'll take.
Okay, I give you that to you.
Okay. Isn't that amazing? Well, just having a look around town, really, just to suck up the atmosphere. And what you can't get is we stand just outside the doors here, and the smell of spices coming through is just amazing. We've hired this traditional dalmush, which is a Turkish minibus. They'll have a signpost on the stage going to such and such in some part of the country. And then they'll wait at the bus stop until they're full. And then once they're full, off they go. So I reckon it's going to be good fun. And we're going to go in through the centre of Turkey, then up to the coast of the Black Sea, and then just dot along the coast. And then Georgia. The bus driver will sometimes offer some sweets up, so we're going to get some Turkish delight, because we're in Turkey. Do you want some mango? No? We're going to go very traditional, I think, for the... What's the bus called again? Dolmuş. Fantastic. Istanbul spans 2 continents, Europe and Asia. We're taking this ferry across the Bosphorus, which divides the 2. And we'll pick up our dalmush at the other side. It's a shame, it's a bit of a cloudy day, really. A bit rainy and drizzly. Apparently, the day before we got here, it was 30 degrees. And it's raining because it's Mungo's birthday. So you can blame him.
It rains every year on my birthday. In Turkey, I thought I'd have a nice sunny day, but no, it still rains.
Come in.
We're now officially in Asia. That's Europe over there. And this is Asia. So phase 2 of By Any Means, which is from Istanbul to India, starts.
Here is our dolmuş. It's a little bit beaten up in places, you know, but it's good. It's got like a little stop sign. It's brilliant. Basically what happens is you put your sign up here telling people where you're going, and then if they're going in the same direction, they'll hopefully will hop on the bus with us. This is Cenk.
Hello.
He was helping us. He was found walking on the streets wearing one of those Borat swimsuits. Let's get on the magic bus, guys. Okay. The driver's going to take us out of Istanbul because it's probably safer, and then I'm going to take over after that.
You got to drive in certain ways, and you know.
Shout.
Yeah, shout. Give me the money and stuff like that, you know.
And we'll just see what today brings us. You know, with the van, you just don't know what's going to happen, so anything could happen, and hopefully it will. Traditionally, the dalmuş waits in a city until it's completely full, and then it heads off for its destination, and it drops people off on the way, and people get on it, and they pay and go as far as they want. But we decided to start empty, hoping that we'd pick up some passengers on the way.
Amca selamünaleyküm. Gidiyorsan götürelim seni.
Efendim?
Nereye gidiyorsun?
Pazara.
Hadi gel seni götürelim.
Selamünaleyküm.
Aleykümselam. Bunlar yabancı film ekibi amcacığım.
Our first customer.
Yeah, our first customer.
Fantastic.
Biraz yabancı benziyor.
Size lokum ikram edelim. Alır mısınız?
Sağ ol, Allah razı olsun.
Allah sizden de razı olsun. He's from here. He's going to the street market to shop probably for his house.
İstanbul'da kızım olsun.
He's wishing you bon voyage.
Oh, thank you. We need all the luck we can get. We've got quite a tight schedule. Everything depends on everything moving swiftly.
Nereye gidiyoruz? Düz mü gidiyoruz?
Sağ olun.
Ha, ben açayım kapıyı amca, dur.
Dude, it's working, man. It's working. We got our first client. I nearly took him along the way, but he's a nice old man. He's off to market to collect some bits and pieces.
He wants to buy us tea.
Okay, well, we'll back up in here.
Tamam, park edip geleceğiz amcacığım.
Parka geldik.
Sweet old man, he's lovely. Have a quick cup of tea with him.
Buyurun siz de gelin lütfen.
It's quite funny, it was our first job. And it was only about 7 kilometres. But, you know, he's an old man. He would rather have had the lift than walk. Thank you very much.
Come on.
Wasn't that fantastic? It was exactly what we wanted. Old Dormish is working. We still haven't made any money because we can't bring ourselves to ask for any money. So it's just a free ride.
Yeah.
I do love doing this. Going from place to place and people to people. It's great fun.
You want to sing the Dolmuş Blues, Charlie? I got the Dolmuş Blues.
And there's no one to pick up.
We got the Dolmuş Blues. Come on, Charlie.
Oh yeah, we got the Dolmuş Blues.
And this band is sucks.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Woo-hoo. We're gonna have a chat. Dolmuş.
Hocam.
Ne oluyor?
Hadi gel, atla.
Right, well, this is our second passenger. And what's his name?
İsminiz ne acaba?
Fatih.
Soyadınız? Fatih. Fatih. His name is Fatih. Karagülloğlu.
That's a great name. I just let one off a few minutes ago.
He's going to İnebolu.
İnebolu.
For our destination right now by the seaside.
Fantastic.
I should offer him some
Turkish delight. Definitely some Turkish delight.
Lokum ikram edelim.
Thank you.
Does he always travel by Dolmuş?
Güzel araba olmadığı için dolmuşa genellikle servis. Güzel araba olmadığı için.
He says since he doesn't have a private car, his choice of transportation is Dolmuş.
It was funny. We were in such a giggly mood, we just started laughing when he said that his name was Fatih. And poor guy, by the time we got down to where he wanted to go, it wasn't very far. He was desperate to get out.
While you were changing tape, Mungo, just a professional, with your barcodes, you know, you missed the whole thing. Poor Fatih started to himself. And he actually eventually decided he'd had enough.
And Mungo had the biggest fit of giggles I've seen anyone have for a long time. So I think we shouldn't giggle so much next time. I think we were a bit rude to poor old Fatih. Made him feel very uncomfortable. So I'm sorry about that.
We're going okay, but you know, we're planning it as we go. It's important that we keep in touch with the office with regard to logistical planning, because any expedition needs people behind the scenes just to sort of facilitate things. Any delay, if we didn't get these visas and we had to wait till Monday to get them, then we'd be in trouble. You know that?
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm going to have a quick coffee here, because I want to touch the sea. We haven't been near the sea yet.
The Iranians won't give us our visas in London for a bureaucratic reason. I don't know what it is.
Oh, there's oil everywhere. Yuck.
So we've got to try and get them issued in either Georgia or Azerbaijan. And that's not a given.
I've just spoken to Russ about the Iranian visa situation, and it's not good, to be honest. I don't know how they're going to get to India now. We know we can't get into Uzbekistan because it's a closed country. Iraq, don't even go there. Syria, Jordan, Saudi Arabia is an absolute minefield. So the only alternative we've got really is to go through Iran and then get a boat from Dubai to India.
Well, we've decided to take a boat to get to India from Dubai, and we booked it for the 12th of May, and that's pretty well set in stone. I'm sure this is just a bureaucratic problem, but the problem with bureaucracy is it can take days to solve. Crazy.
Today, get up, get on the bus, drive to Georgia as much as we can.
You better drive fast, driver.
We're here in Batumi, which is in Georgia, and we've just left the dolmuş behind, the bus, in Turkey. And this is the new form of transport, the Ural.
Are we in any danger being in Georgia on a Russian motorcycle dressed up like an army bike?
As long as you are not holding Kalashnikovs, I think it should be all right.
It should be all right.
Quite comfortable. I've never been in a sidecar before.
The Ural is a Russian motorbike which was used by the army and later was adapted and used by civilians. Things were going absolutely fine. We started off no problem at all. As you drive past, people beeping the horns, waving. I mean, that's why I wanted to drive the Ural in Georgia, really, because everyone used to use Urals, and so it's something which is sort of part of this world and part of how people would get about here. I had one big mistake there. I came around this one corner and I got the whole thing wrong and ran completely wide to the other side of the road, and thank God there's no traffic.
Got to really fight these corners. It's quite fun, this. It's hard work.
We're going to Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, where we're going to catch a train to Azerbaijan overnight. This will give us some extra time, and since we're passing Gori, the birthplace of Stalin, we thought we'd go and have a look at the house he was born in. Strangely, they've encased it in a Greek temple structure to protect it. It was all a bit sort of, isn't this guy great? And he really isn't. He wasn't a nice guy at all. The amount of scientists and artists and all sorts of people that he murdered.
Get out! Shoot him!
You know, he just wanted to wipe everybody out.
It was not their own house, so they were renting it out. And his father was a shoemaker, and who apparently was drinking a lot, and mother was just doing nothing.
So as always, as I always do, I blame the parents.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Tell you, just terrible farts.
So Russia claims Georgia is massing troops in its breakaway regions today and warns it will retaliate if Georgia uses force.
But that's right over in the west.
That way, yeah.
No.
Northwest.
Northwest is where we've come from. Oh, is that northwest there? So we're going in that direction. We're going to Tbilisi to get the train at 5 o'clock, so we got 4 hours to get there.
It would have been nice to spend a bit more time here, but this is an expedition to get to Australia, and these things, you've got to jump through these hoops. It all hinges on getting into Iran at the right time in order to get the dhow, to get to Dubai, to get the container ship. And that all hinges on basically getting this visa.
We're in the capital of Georgia, and I've ridden here on this bike the whole way across. I'm very proud of myself. I think it's a great bike. It's quite funny, really, because we're just literally just hopping off one mode of transport and just rolling onto another one.
On the Baku Express, we crossed the border between Georgia and Azerbaijan during the night. It was another weary train journey, and we arrived exhausted in Baku.
It's one of those things where you think it's a great idea to travel on trains at night because you travel and you move distances, but you end up feeling worse than when you got on the train. It's a rip-off Mercedes. We've just picked up our form of transport, which is an old, what's this called again? Uaz. Which is something I've always wanted to drive, actually. So I'm quite up for it. So who owns this car?
I took it in the morning today.
Stole it?
Almost, yeah. What's it like to drive?
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit vague. And you've got to push the brake in quite a long way before anything happens.
Yeehaw! This is the pressure moment. We're now going down to the Iranian embassy to try and get our visas. And If we don't get them, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll know hopefully in a couple of hours whether or not they're in our passports or not. I think it's like all these things to do with borders and passports and visas. It's better that we put the cameras away. Just keep low profile.
Do you want to park in there?
We're outside the Iranian embassy in Baku, and it seems to be chaotic. You're not even letting people in. Everyone's queuing up on the street.
We've now been told that we have to go to the bank to pay for the visas and then go back to the Iranian embassy to get our visas. But the problem is it closes at 11 o'clock and it's 10:30 now. We're taking a taxi to the bank because we're under terrible time pressure. We should ask the taxi driver.
I can't see it. This isn't going to happen, is it? We've got 20 minutes to try and get to the bank.
It's going to be tight.
I'm going to go back up there and try and keep the door open as long as I can until these guys come back with the receipt.
Time is not on our side.
Who did you just get off the phone to?
I've just been talking to the Iranian government in Tehran to try and persuade them to call the embassy in Baku to keep it open for a few more minutes.
And what happens if they don't get these visas?
Doesn't get visas today. Tomorrow's a public holiday in Azerbaijan, and then it's the weekend, so we'll be off schedule by 3 days. Iran is a complete unknown quantity, so we don't know how long it's going to take them to get through there, and potentially they're going to miss their boat to India.
We've got these slips which tell us that we paid for our visas, and Russ's signatures had to be signed by somebody else. We don't know who it was.
I'm trying to film this discreetly because we don't want to create any undue attention to ourselves. But all of our paperwork is now in. It's just past 11:30, and we're now waiting out the front to see if our visa will get stamped.
Dude! We've got the passports. Look at this. Look at that. That's what we've been spending all day trying to get.
So, woohoo! We're going to Iran. It's a bit mad today.
We're driving down to the Iranian border in this thing.
But we can't get all the bags in this thing, so we've got this, which is an old Fergan, which actually we used in Long Way Round.
But it's a nice car. Look, come and have a look around it. We used to see loads of these in Mongolia and anywhere in ex-Soviet countries. They're just good fun, and they're kind of just mad. Look, I mean, this one has actually been converted. It's got a BMW M5 engine. It's an old belt. You just sort of hook it up. Look at it. Wow. Ow! The Russians can make fantastic tanks, weapons and stuff like that, but when it came to cars... Sorry. You've got to push so far down on the pedal to get any kind of cookie. I'm not convinced about this.
On our way to Iran, as we're coming out of Baku, it's one of the oldest places that has been producing oil, and they've got all these nodding donkeys everywhere, and they're famous for it. So I wanted to go and have a look at that. They produce 1.2 million barrels of oil a day, which gives the government about $6.3 billion a year. Well, let's have a look at this. Look at this oil here. It is one of the most polluted cities in the world, if not the most polluted city in the world. It's not a good environment. If you had scratch and sniff TV, you could smell the oil. It's like sort of tarring. Does he work for a company who are doing this?
This is devletin şirketine işletiyor. Yeah, he for a state oil company.
Are they good to him, or is it good pay?
İşletici orada.
$400.
Approximately $200 salary.
$200 a month to do this. So someone's making a lot of money. But look, here, this is all crude oil. It's filthy when these guys were just completely covered in oil. It was amazing, those guys. I mean, they've got hard work to do. And out all that open and that horrible oil and covered in it all day long. It's a hard life. And then to be paid only $200 a month.
As we're heading out of the oil fields on this Uaz, the brakes started to fail and go completely spongy, so we had to get rid of that.
Well, I think that's that one, really.
Fortunately, our interpreter found us a beautiful 1956 Soviet-built Russian Volga for us to carry on in the journey.
Beautiful, huh? Come and have a look inside. BMW dashboard.
Ah, okay, it's not so far over. The Volga was the sort of Rolls-Royce of the Russian cars. It was basically the most expensive car that a Russian could own.
We're at the Iranian border now, so fingers crossed we'll get through okay, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, what's happening?
Well, we've got our visas. We've got one visa, Azerbaijan visa and one passport, and the Iranian visa and another passport, and that seems to be a problem.
But we don't know what's happening now. Charlie's just gone in there. So Mungo and I are waiting here just to see if it happens or not. There's a lot of stamping going on in there, but I'm typing furiously.
I always feel really nervous on a border because you end up with no power. They could do anything they want. They take your passport away and you're buggered, you know? And until you get that passport back, you just never quite know what's going on.
Iran was a breeze. I mean, I think we were in and out in about 3 minutes.
We're going to hop on this thing, which they all use to drive stuff around. Yeah, okay. He's saying you've got to be very careful about the steering because it can tip over really fast.
Just thinking about how lucky I am, really, to be on this trip and to be able to experience all these different forms of transport and the people, like that guy on that little tuk-tuk that we drove, and he was a wrestler. He didn't quite make it as a wrestler, so he's bought this little machine for a couple of $1,000, and he now sort of makes his living doing that. We're in Iran. That's amazing. And it seems a lovely place. And as usual, people are just people. And people seem really kind and nice. And you know, that's what you normally see around the world, really. Only the politicians that make it difficult. This little Lajva only does about 30 miles an hour, so we thought we've got quite a long way, so we thought we'd better find another form of transport to get us on. When you and I were going down through Africa, I remembered that the best places to stop are where bus drivers and truck drivers stop, because that's usually where the good food is. And so we'd stopped at this place and started chatting to these truck drivers.
They're happy for us to come with them in the truck.
میگه مشکلی نمیخواد بشینه کنارتون با پول بره یه جایی. نه.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay.
دالده ماشین yok, دالده ماشین yok.
Oh, this is fantastic. Woo! This is what you sort of dream about when you're a little boy, don't you? You're just sort of coming along on this truck. It's an amazing vehicle. Incredible. I wonder how many miles this has done, how many kilometers.
More than 1 million kilometers.
More than 1 million kilometers. Wow, that is fantastic.
He sits in that truck and just drives all day, every day. Sometimes he's off for 20 days. He'll go 10 days up to somewhere and come back, and he'll do fruit and veg, cement, whatever he can get, really. It was really nice to see that. I liked him a lot, I must say. I did like him a lot. Iran's an interesting place. You know, the northern part is completely covered in green and vegetation, and they grow rice and they do all this kind of stuff. And then you pop through this tunnel and through this pass, and you pop out the other side and it's desert. And since then, you know, Tehran is smack in the middle of the desert. It's hot.
He was so relaxed and chilled out, and he was just happy to have a long... This is what this whole trip by any means is all about, is just meeting people like that, and just having just a moment of their lives. It's not quite the life that you'd expect, is it? Washing your own undies. My wife will be very proud of this.
This is the Iran daily newspaper. And there's quite a lot of mention in Britain in these things, and they mentioned down here that Brown's party was mauled. And the other thing we learnt yesterday was that Boris Johnson became the new mayor of London.
So yesterday we went down to Tehran here, and then today we're going to try and get to Isfahan, and then try and head down to Bandar Abbas.
We left Tehran, and it was quite wonderful actually, because we took this taxi. It was driven by a lady, and she drove us across town to the metro. She's one of the 300 female taxi drivers in Tehran. She was quite a feisty woman. She was quite happy to talk about anything you wanted to talk about.
Is she married? Does she want to get married?
Find a good husband.
It's very hard.
It was kind of cool, really. She was a very modern, upbeat kind of woman. She was doing a sort of man's job, which was considered a man's job. There is a little bit of segregation goes on here between male and female, and I think you're definitely luckier if you are born a man. I just hate all that kind of stuff.
I've felt the safest that I've felt so far in Iran with you.
We're going on the metro now to get towards the bus station, and then we're on the bus for 6 hours or 7 hours. It looks very French, the tube station here, or the metro, and they call it the metro. So. We're coming in. Train ticket. That's what you get in Tehran when you travel on the tube. Going here, and then we're going home. It's nice. It's the
same in London, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really crowded. I'm sure it'll get more crowded.
Where's our bus?
Just behind my shoulder over there, can you see them? There's a green police car, and there's women police who are there to make sure that women wear their traditional headdress. They have police for that. Cool, huh?
Hello. Are you the driver?
Yeah. It's a great bus. It's nice. It's nice. I tell you, some of the buses would be gone on a bit.
Take this photograph.
It's lovely watching the world go by, and you sort of slips by, and you kind of just, your mind wanders a little bit, and missing my kids, missing home. But then you always get that little bits and pieces, and it's difficult to ring home at the moment. The phones are acting up, and there's lots of places where you can't get reception, and if you do get reception, you're barred from using it. Or I'm sure they've got Big Brother listening here. I'm sure.
It'll take about 6 hours to travel to Isfahan. They've just got off the bus. It's a pretty relaxed bus, actually. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Anyway, that's enough of Charlie.
You know, Russ. There's no I in team, but there is a me. Salam. Wow, this is an amazing place. This is incredible. What a tea room. This is apple-flavoured tobacco. It's really quite nice.
The water
fine. So these crystals you put in your tea, like this, and this stuff you eat. The mahmood is professional, you see.
This is the S01 taste.
Is it?
This is bigger than mine. See, look, he has to. He has to compensate. You see, I don't need to.
Now look at it compared to that.
And this is the town we slept in last night. And we're right in the middle of the desert, do you see? This is my backdrop here. And there's clouds everywhere. Clouds, clouds, clouds, clouds, clouds. Anyway, it's, what do you do, eh? What do? You just roll with the punches. So we're here at this train station. So we've got the train going at 5.
It's small.
Oh yeah.
It's very small. Charlie's in a mood.
There's 4 of us on here.
Yes, I can't strap.
Can we pass that other one?
Yeah, all right, boys, just chill out.
No, don't tell me to chill out.
You're gonna fall down. Watch
Punch you in the nuts.
I think we're going now.
We're going to have a little party here today because we're on the Iranian Express party train. And this is, we got some iced water, some warm water, and some pineapple juice. And we're gonna go mad. Yeah! We're gonna go mad, man. We're gonna give them loads. Do you think this is as fast as the train goes?
No, it's just warming up. It's gonna warm.
It's a steam train.
There's lots of men pedaling.
Salam, halat bia bish.
Salam. The train trip was kind of cool. So many people came in and sat down with us and chatted to us. We met a bunch of 4 sisters from Estefan, and they're going down just a holiday for a week and having a bit of fun. And they were very nice, very quite refreshing girls. They were kind of rebelling slightly with the kind of dress that they're wearing, and they had a little bit of jip from other passengers and stuff about their outfits. But you know, just the way it goes.
Bye bye, see you later.
Oh my God.
What are they saying?
They say, make them marry us. They said they are married. They said, take us from here.
Well, this train is going to take us about 16 hours, and we're going to go from Esfahan to Bandar Abbas, and it costs around £5.
This train's been amazing so far. Everyone's been very friendly, and this dinner's served to us in our cabin.
And look at that, we've got a chicken kebab with rice, yogurt, a lime. We've got a little drink that they've given us as well, and delivered to our cabin, hot on a proper plate, and it's all included in the price.
Yeah, all the train have these services.
Chaos watching Charlie make his bed down here. We've got a lot of guests coming in and out of our cabin.
People just want to leave us alone.
Water. They want to comb your hair, Charlie.
You want to comb my hair? I like the natural look. So, Mungo, what are you doing up there?
I'm trying to get comfortable.
You know, they asked me, they wanted to comb my hair. And given half a chance.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of the mullets in Iran, and it's not good. Good night, Mungo.
Good night, Charlie.
Good night. I'll be sleeping and thinking of you.
If you get worried, just give me a nod and I'll give you a cuddle.
Okay, look, scratch and sniff TV.
Oh.
Woo! Scratch and sniff. If only the camera could smell.
Good night, mate.
Good night, mates.
Charlie?
Yeah.
How do you sleep?
I slept all right, actually. Not best I've slept in on a train, really. Apart from the Orient Express, of course. But it was good. It wasn't too bad. It's 7:30 on the 6th, and we're coming into Banda, which is right down in the south. And you see me coming down to Banda, which is right down the south of Iran. And we're supposed to get there about 8:45, so we'll have the whole day to try and find a dhow. These are friends from next door. Good morning.
Salam.
Salam. When I was researching this journey, I was reading about these dhows, which are traditional Arab boats made of wood, and they're usually used in the Arabic Sea. And they usually carry all sorts of different kinds of cargo. And I thought it would be really good fun to travel in one to Dubai. A lot of those dhows can be pirated, so we've got to be bloody careful about which one we choose as well. It would be nice to sort of sail out halfway through your day, and suddenly this guy comes up to you with a knife and slits your throat. How would anyone know? Overboard. We're just in the taxi going to the port, and we're going to sort of see what's out there, and we might get lucky and meet someone, I don't know yet, but we need to find this boat. It looks like we might not be able to film here, so I think we've got to be really careful. We don't want to sort of blow our chances just for the sake of a little bit of filming, so we'll see what happens.
We're going to just take a wander around here, just see if we can maybe do a deal with the captain.
Let's have a quick chat with those guys on the boat. Well, for the last 2 years, smuggling's become a big thing here, and so it's quite complicated now. And so they've now just apparently, for the last 2 years, have stopped any passengers going on these dhows. So our luck might have run out. So things weren't looking that great, and then we got the security came. And so what are you doing here? It looks pretty hopeless, really, for the dhow. Disappointing, really. Got him. 3,220,000 rial here. It's like a nuclear submarine. This thing is huge. Huge. I can't quite believe that we're here in India. It's bloody good fun, this. It's like being in an arcade game. Poor old Mungo has twisted his knee.
You'll have to cancel every flight to stop me from coming back.
On top of the world. Do my morning exercise. I'm on the Ganges, rowing a boat to one of the holiest places on earth. Absolutely love it here.
Chris Moore's show returns to Radio 1, but instead of being in the studio, he's taken a leaf out of Charley Boorman's book, and he'll be broadcasting from somewhere else on the planet. But exactly where in the world is Chris Moyles? Find out tomorrow morning from 6:30 on Radio 1.